Well, unfortunately, I've been saying this all week, but the season is over. So why not look at who we are facing this upcoming year? This year, next season, next season. What is up, Finn fans? We are at the point of the off season where I'm still recapping. I will be honest with you guys right now. I had a video planned for today kind of talking about the offensive line, but I really wanted to talk about, our 2024 opponents, but I still have a lot that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the offensive line. I want to give a grade on each position and area of the 2023 Miami Dolphins. There's so much I have to do. Not even have to, want to. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I never take a break, and I love every minute of it. But we're going to look at the Miami Dolphins 2024 opponents. We're going to talk about them. I'm not predicting anything. Anybody that looks at the 2024 opponents and sees it and goes, oh, this team is going to go 11 wins or 10 wins or 9 wins or 13. What? There's going to be cuts. There's going to be re-signs. There's going to be trades. There's going to be a draft, not giraffe. New coaches, possible injuries, the amount of stuff that is going to change from now until September, whatever, is ginormous. So to look at it and go, oh, I could see wins and losses here and there. No. That's why when the schedule comes out, I don't make a prediction. I kind of just look at where we're playing, who we're playing, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now we know we got this many primetime games. We're playing so-and-so, this one. So there you go. But without me rambling on anymore, because some people really hate my rambling, this is the Miami Dolphins 2024 opponents, and I will kind of break down why, how, and all that good stuff. So the way it kind of works, first and foremost, is it alternates how many away and home games you have, being that we play now an odd number of games, 17. So last year we had 9 away games, 9 home games and 8 away games. This year we are going to have 8 home games and 9 away games. And the way they compensate for that is you get 2 home preseason games. Like anyone cares about preseason games, because last year we had 2 away preseason games because we had 9 home regular season games. Who cares? Who cares? But that's the way it works, if you were wondering. So next year in 2025 we'll have 9 home games and 8 away games. See what I'm saying? It just boop beep boop 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 beep alternates. So real quick, we'll run it down. We have the AFC East, obviously home and away, the Bills, the Patriots, and the Jets. Now home, if you notice, this year we faced the AFC South and the NFC West, and then there's the 3 little shedangis at the bottom. Now, a lot of people who saw the Miami Dolphins schedule this year and said it's a cupcake schedule, you guys play nobody, look at the Bills, it's the same exact schedule minus 3 games. It's the same. The Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, and the New England Patriots will be facing the Jaguars, the Titans, the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Colts, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Texans. We will all be facing those teams. The only difference is the Raiders, the Browns, and the Packers, and I will get to that. That's how it works. So no team has much of an easier schedule. But I will say this, get into some rules of that. So it's every 4 years. So we won't face the NFC East again for another 3 years, right? So we played them in 2023. We'll play them in 2027. But we will get one of their teams at some point. And if you see, it says second. If the Dolphins, so the Jets are going to be playing, who's third place? I think it was the Broncos. Yes. So the Jets will be playing the Broncos. The Jets will be playing the Steelers. And the Jets will be playing the Vikings. The Patriots will be playing the 4th. See what I'm saying? So, again, that's how it works. Just so people are like, why do we always play these teams? It's just because we're kind of in line with them, so we always are in the same, ranking or same place as them. So I just want to give you an idea, because some people really do ask me, why do we always play the Ravens, or why do we always play this team? Now you see why. So, like I said, we play the AFC East. Then home, we play Jacksonville, Tennessee, Arizona, San Fran, and the Raiders. And then away, we are in Houston, in Indy, in LA, in Seattle. Oh, God, got a lot of traveling to do. In Cleveland, in Green Bay. I guarantee you that Seattle Rams game are probably going to be like within a week of each other, just so we stay on the West Coast again. I kind of hope not. I hope we go to the Rams at the very beginning of the season, like we did with the Chargers, and then maybe go to Seattle towards the midway point. Like we go to Seattle, then we have a bye afterwards. That'd be perfect in my honest opinion. Rams week 1, Seattle right before the bye. That's how I would love that to go. But looking at this, right, the possibility of cold games, obviously, we have the Bills, the Patriots, and the Jets. As I'm sitting here right now in January, it is 20-something, 19 degrees outside right now, and I'm about to get hit with snow all day Friday, the day that you're watching this. Tennessee, well, these are home games, so I'm not going to look at that. Texans in a dome. Colts in a dome. Rams, West Coast, Seattle, possibility of a cold weather game, Cleveland, Green Bay. So when I look at this schedule, the only cold games that are a possibility is Buffalo, New England, Jets. There's 5 possible cold games out of the 17 we play. Not too bad. Depends on when we have to play them. And again, that's something I look for when I look at the schedule. When are we playing Green Bay? When are we playing Cleveland? When are we playing in Buffalo, Patriots, New England? When are we playing there? Seattle. I already told you about Seattle. But with our luck, because apparently everyone is afraid of Dolphins Stadium, afraid of the Hard Rock Stadium, because the sun is so hot on the opposite side, even though the Dolphins just played in negative 30-degree weather. We'll probably play Cleveland, Green Bay, or wherever at the beginning of the season, and then we will play everyone else at the late part of the season, because everyone's so afraid of 1 o'clock in September and October in that stadium. Grow a pair. Plain simple. You go to Buffalo, it's freezing, and they're throwing snowballs at you while you're trying to catch touchdowns. No one complains about that. But God forbid you got to go to Miami. And it just always makes me laugh. Buffalo, the year we beat them in Miami last year, not 2023, 2022, it was so hot on our sidelines. Our guys were, this and that. It's unfair. You really should do something about that. Yet the 2 years prior to that, when you beat the crap out of us in that stadium in the same time of September, you didn't hear a peep. It's funny. Kind of like it only matters if you lose, huh? So there's 5 cold weather game possibilities, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Now kind of giving you a little backstory on each of the teams. Obviously, we know about the Bills, Patriots, and Jets. Bills are still playing. They'll be playing the Chiefs on Sunday, and I will be live streaming the game. Probably not the whole game, but I will be live streaming the game. The Patriots are starting new. They're going to have a new head coach, possibly a new quarterback, not possibly. Bill O'Brien, I think, went back to college. They'll have a new offensive coordinator. It's going to be a new team, so it's not going to be, they could have the Houston Texans' luck of jumping off hot or not. We don't know. New York Jets, we don't know what that team's going to entail. Will Aaron Rodgers stay healthy? They're playing on that horrible turf, so you never know. Robert Saleh, how's he going to do? Is there going to be turmoil or tension in that locker room because of Aaron Rodgers and he's the boss? And Jet fans could probably get in their feelings, but Aaron Rodgers is the boss. Like, Lazard, really? Do you not regret signing him because of Aaron Rodgers? Randall Cobb, like these guys did nothing. Hackett did nothing for the Jets, and they brought him in to bring in Aaron Rodgers. So that seems like a ship that has kind of already started sinking. And if they don't make the playoffs in 2024, they are going to clean house again. You got Jacksonville, who finished the season 9-8. They had the division lead and kind of fell apart towards the end of the season. Got to kind of see what they have there. They're either really good and beat good teams, or they're really bad and lose to bad teams. It's like an up and down. Tennessee, we all know how that happened. Rematch Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football against the Tennessee Titans. Can we redeem that 15-point loss that we gave up against Will Levis, who seems to be, that kid's going to be a good quarterback. You got the Arizona Cardinals coming over, and that's a big thing, too. You got these 2 West teams Three West teams coming over from the West Coast to the East Coast could take a toll on them. But you got the Cardinals, who finished 4-13. Kyler Murray, their head coach, what's going on there? They're probably in the start of a rebuild. There's got a lot going on there. San Fran, one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now, 12-5. What will they look like next year? And I'll get to all that because we talk about strength of schedule and everything. You got the Raiders. They don't know who their head coach is right now. Pierce could be coming back. They finished the season 8-9. Finished it really well, but it's like, who's going to be your quarterback? Could they be getting a new quarterback? Are they going to stick with Garoppolo? Probably not. Is Devontae Adams, I was going to say Parker, Devontae Adams going to be there? We don't know. A lot of question marks. So a lot of question marks with the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Titans. They don't have a head coach right now. And the Patriots, right? And then you look at the away teams. We'll be heading to Houston in a dome. Houston with C.J. Stroud does fantastic at home. They're still in the playoffs. I'm rooting for them to go to the Super Bowl. I'd love to see a Texans versus Lions Super Bowl so we can get a first-time winner in there. Love the way they're playing. Love how their head coach kind of taught their guy how to pick off Joe Flacco, if you didn't see that video. Really love that. You got the Colts, another team that's up and coming. You got a really good quarterback in Anthony Richardson who got hurt. We'll see what he has to do, but again, in the dome. You got the Rams. What are the Rams going to be? Aaron Donald, is he going to retire? Stafford, he's kind of at the back end of his career. The head coach keeps talking about retiring, not retiring. Are they going to be in a rebuild? Are they going to, there's a lot going on with the Rams there. Seattle, they're going to have a new head coach. Pete Carroll's gone. They finished the season 9-8. Who's going to be their quarterback? They sticking with Geno Smith. They're going to move on from there. Kind of, got to deal with a lot there. Cleveland, they got bit with the injury bug, just like the Miami Dolphins. You're going to have Deshaun Watson back. They are second in their division. Finished the season 11-6. They're in a $16 million cap hell, though, a negative $16 million. And the Buffalo Bills, speaking of cap hell, you think the Dolphins are bad at negative 44. Bills are at negative 43. So there's a lot of teams that need to make some cap adjustments, and the Browns are one of them because they overpaid their quarterback in Deshaun Watson. Then you got the Green Bay Packers. We're heading to Lambeau. Hopefully that's not in December. If it is, buckle up, boys. Go win some of these cold games because it's not going to get easy in January, especially if you don't win the division. They finished 9-8. They're still in the playoffs. They're facing the 49ers. Jordan Love's doing some fantastic things, but the head coach is also putting him in a great situation. He's got the arm and the mobility, but the head coach isn't asking him to do too much because if you go back and watch that Cowboys game, look at how many times they ran versus how many times Jordan Love threw the ball. Very, very smart football. But here's the thing I want to talk about before we get out of here. Strength of schedule. It means nothing. We have the Dolphins are facing a 9-8 Jaguars, a 12-15 49ers. So essentially, out of the teams that we're playing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I counted the Bills twice. Hold on. Let me try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 teams that we were playing will have a better than 500 record. Because you got the Browns at 9-8, the Browns at 11-6, Packers at 9-8, Seattle at 9-8, Rams at 10-7, Colts at 9-8, Texans at 10-7. 49ers at 12-5, Jags at 9-8, and then you got the Bills at 11-6. So when you see that, you think, oh, we're gonna have a really bad strength of schedule. There, blah blah blah. We started the season this year with the second hardest schedule in the NFL. The second hardest schedule this year. They predicted, looking at last year's record and all that stuff, second hardest strength of schedule going into 2023. Where did we end? I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not even going to look it up. Where did we end with the strength of schedule? It does not matter. Things could change. Teams could get worse. They can fall on their face. Look at the Giants who went to the playoffs and did well. Then they fell on their face and a lot of hot nothing. Teams can look at the AFC West that we played. Broncos, Chargers, they aren't who they thought they were. Even the Raiders. A lot of these things, the NFC East. We beat the Cowboys, beat the Giants, beat Washington. A lot of these things can change. So when you look at this schedule, not schedule, but the opponents, and you look at the strength of schedule, take it with a grain of salt. Because just like at the end of the year, you went from, the beginning of the year, the Dolphins were really good. Towards the end of the year, we were really hurt. Same thing could happen with a lot of these teams. But when the schedule comes out, I want to know when we're playing the cold games. If we have primetime games, if we have no primetime games, I am fine with that. Give us all 1 o'clock games. I don't give a crap. They won't, though, because the Dolphins made the playoffs and they still have a very good formative offense. I want to know where we're playing the Cold games. I want to know when we're playing the West Coast games. That, to me, that's the most important. Like, I'll reiterate it one more time. I would love to play either the Rams or the Seattle week 1, and then I would love to play either the Rams or Seattle before our bye. So we go there, and then we have a bye. I would love that. So week 1, Rams or Seattle, and then play Rams or Seattle, then have a bye. Perfect. It would be an absolute beauty of a schedule to have that. Outside of that, we'll see how it all pans out. But hope you guys enjoy this video. Like I said, I have so many stuff. Team needs, fan reaction, season grades. I want to talk about the offensive line because it's surprisingly how the offensive line was covered up with how bad they played. I got a lot I'm going to talk about. But I will see you guys Sunday. I'm going to live stream the Bills and Chiefs game. So I will see you Sunday. I think it's at 6:30. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.